Alrighty, moving on. Sean Payton here. Sean Payton, Drew Brees' retirement won't fully hit until Saints offseason workouts start. Drew Brees isn't just kind of an on-field player. We know that this man is a fantastic leader. If you have ever heard any of his pre-game speeches, you would want to run through a brick wall for this man. He gets me pumped up. I know we've listened to him on the show a couple of times of just kind of the sheer difference of kind of, Drew Brees' kind of leadership and, pre-game speeches compared to, Jameis Winston, the "let's eat a W," the infamous pre-game speech of his. So Sean Payton knew the retirement was coming, didn't love it, definitely is going to miss him a little bit. Sean Payton and Drew Brees, I think we have to kind of talk about them as kind of, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. The coach-quarterback duo really just got it done, dominant really every single season. Just truly unfortunate that, Brees and Sean Payton only got to one Super Bowl and only won one ring, unlike Bill Belichick and Tom Brady where they got 6. So, that's the only disparity. That's really the only main difference between Sean Payton and Drew Brees compared to Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. They all had success and all have broken numerous amount of records. It's just the rings. It's really lopsided with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. So Sean Payton's definitely going to miss that kind of leadership and that dependability. You could always count on Drew Brees to go and get it done. If you were down 14 in the fourth quarter and you had Drew Brees, you really weren't sweating too much, honestly. All right, he'll go get it done. We can easily score a 75-yard touchdown pass right off the rip, be down one possession, and we'll feel good at that point. But with Jameis Winston and Taysum Hill both being kind of the next man up, we're still not sure. Sean Payton goes into some quotes here in this article about, it's definitely going to be a true competition. It's kind of 50-50 right now on who's going to start. So not only is Jameis Winston and Taysum Hill going to have to perform on the field, they're also going to have to perform off the field because that's what Drew Brees brought to the Saints team every single season. So they're not just missing a nice, talented quarterback. They're missing a huge, great veteran leader who knows what it takes to win in this league, who knows what it takes to be consistent in this league, to be consistently competitive in games. So, and Jameis Winston doesn't know what that feels like. The man was slinging it in Tampa Bay. He had no regards for interceptions or touchdowns or anything. That's why he went 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions in a season. The man was just slinging it. He does not know what it takes to win consistently. He never even won consistently. I think the most he ever won in a season was like 8 or 9 games. That's not winning consistently. That is nothing that Drew Brees does. I don't even know how many times Drew Brees went 8-8 in a season. Let's get that up real quick. Let me see if I can pull up this really quickly here. I want to say that he's only went 8-8 maybe twice. Maybe. Let's see what we get here. All right, we'll just go through these very quickly, starting from 2002 to 2020 here. 8-8 the first season, then 2-9 his second season, but he only played 11 games. 11-4, 9-7, 10-6, 7-9. All right, so that was a bad season by him, so we'll count that as one. Then he went 8-8, so we'll count another one too. 13-2, 11-5, 13-3, then back to 7-9, 11-5. Then he had 3 straight seasons of very not good records, but great stats. He threw for 4,900 yards, 4,800 yards, 5,000 yards over this 2014 to 2016 stretch, but the records were 7-9, 7-8, 7-9. So that was a little bit of a bad stretch there, but then he cleaned it up, 11-5, 13-2, and then just his last 2 seasons. Truly unfortunate here. 8-3, because he got injured, and then 9-3. So he got injured those seasons, but still was winning more games than Jameis Winston did playing the entire season. So he knows what it takes to win, folks, consistently. So Jameis Winston and Taysum Hill, whoever wins that starting job, has to step it up in the leadership department. We get a decent sense of what Taysum Hill can kind of bring to leadership. We've seen him kind of fill in for a couple of games this season when Drew Brees was out, and we've also kind of seen him play along with Drew Brees because they use Taysum Hill as kind of a trick player out there, lining up at the tight end or just kind of doing some end around things. So the guys buy into him a little bit more. The guys maybe respect him a little bit more because they've been able to play with him for a little bit longer. Where Jameis Winston, coming from Tampa Bay, like we said, that I will never forgive and I will never forget that infamous "let's eat a W" speech. Nobody was buying into it. Jameis Winston was doubling down on it, biting on it, chewing on and sucking on his own fingers, and there was just crickets, and nobody wanted to play for him. I think, honestly, teams wanted to play for the opposing team and, like, sack Jameis Winston based off that one speech alone. So we'll see what Jameis Winston has learned leadership-wise from Drew Brees, but I'm definitely open for this competition. I want to see who goes out there and wins it, because I love what I saw from Taysum Hill in those kind of short few games from this season that he played. And, I mean, Jameis Winston, he threw for 5,000 yards, so I got to give him some respect there at least. I mean, Drew Brees threw for 5,000 yards, and that's the only thing that Drew Brees and Jameis Winston have in common. They both have thrown for 5,000 yards in a single season. Now, Drew Brees has done it 5 times, where Jameis Winston has only done it once, but hey, you still did it, and there's only like 8 quarterbacks in this league who have done it. So we'll see who wins this quarterback competition. Should be a great one. And whoever doesn't get that starting role, I think they're still going to get kind of worked into the offense at some point. You know, kind of somebody's going to have to make up for that Taysum Hill role if Taysum Hill becomes that starting quarterback. And Jameis Winston isn't the fastest, but maybe they kind of put him out there for some trick plays. Or if, you know, Jameis Winston wins the starting job, then Taysum Hill can stay at that tight end position and still kind of run some of the same offense that they ran with Drew Brees. So we'll see what happens here. Still a long offseason. It's still a possibility that the Saints draft a quarterback as well. I don't think they do that, but that would still be a possibility, having those 2 quarterbacks and the rookie all competing for the starting job. But we'll see what Sean Payton decides to do. See if he kind of puts leadership and skill, kind of how he's going to kind of rank the quarterback battle on what kind of really matters more, just sheer talent or talent with leadership. And we'll see which quarterback comes out on top.